Good afternoon. My name is Kyle Allen, and I have the privilege of being pastor here at Covenant Presbyterian Church. On behalf of the congregation, its officers and staff, I want to welcome each and every one of you. We are delighted to be able to be here this afternoon, to have folks here in the sanctuary in person. We haven't been able to do that for some time. Also to have the folks who are online by Facebook Live and by other means. As I stand before you today, we find ourselves in the fourth Sunday of Advent. Within our tradition, as in other denominations, the candles are lit around the Advent wreath. And over these last four Sundays, we have been emphasizing Christ's hope, peace, joy, and today, love. It seems as we inch toward Christmas and Christmas Eve and Christmas Day that our anticipation grows and grows. And so we've gathered here today, and the musicians that are here, the choir, Richard, our organist as well. Incredible to know that one of the ways that God works through us is through the sacred art of music. And so we're prepared this afternoon, hopefully, for God to use the gifts that we have to be able to share those with you. And in that way, you find yourselves blessed with the spirit of hope, peace, joy, and love, which are granted unto us by God, our loving Lord. And so again, welcome, welcome, welcome to Christmas celebration.
Haven't seen you guys in a while and didn't know that we would see you today. This is great. And it's good to see your smiling faces. It's, well, imaginary smiling faces, some. But it's good to have you back. And we're so pleased that you could spend a little bit of time with us. And we can't believe that it's been as long as it has. Today, we are celebrating the fact that we're in that season when God sent us the greatest gift ever. We're here to have a good time. You're here to enjoy the music. You're here to be lifted up. And you're here to remember one thing, a word is the theme for today. And the theme for today is the word Emmanuel. Emmanuel. And that means God is with us. We're having quarantine, Emmanuel. We're having to wear masks and can't travel as freely as we'd like, Emmanuel. You turn on the news, which is a bad idea. And even when you're sitting there being scared to death by what you're being told on the TV, Emmanuel. And all of us are in a place tonight and in a situation, and we've experienced things for the past 2 years that many of us never thought we would have to go through, maybe couldn't even imagine. But after we're here tonight, after experiencing all of that, right now, in this moment, with everything that's going around, even with the most recent prophecies of doom and gloom, and that's what's coming, everything that's there to worry us, Emmanuel. God is with us. So I want you to cling to that. That is the word gift from this music program tonight to you. Please remember it. I'll talk about it again, Emmanuel. Well, 2 years ago, when COVID hit, we couldn't do this. So the choir members stood in front of that tree one at a time, and we filmed them singing their part to the Hallelujah Chorus with a set of headphones on. And then we took all of those blocks and we turned it into a master video, kind of like the Brady Bunch. And they all sang it, and it was a great project, and that was the most that we could do for Christmas at that time. Last year, we did a Christmas concert of sorts, but we had to live stream it. And now another step back to where we want to be. We're here tonight with a fantastic brass group, and Ron on the organ, and Karen will be with us soon on piano, and we have our choir. And this is the next step back. Now, some of you are old-timers in that you've been to many of our celebrations, and we're glad that you have. And we're not quite there yet. I mean, we don't have the full orchestra. We just couldn't, we had to kind of limit as to how many people we could get all up here. We don't have the full orchestra. We don't have our friends from Windsor Hills and from some of our other friends that come to join us. So it'll be a little bit different tonight, but I can guarantee you that it's going to be joyful and fun. So I'm excited. I'm happy with your crowd. I'm happy with the brass so far. Yeah, Chris says, give us time. And I'm basically happy with you. If I had to just pick on one little thing, that first thing we sang and played for you, it was wonderful. I thought we did a good job. And then I heard you applaud. Kinda. And sometimes when you make a mistake, you want a do-over. What's that called in golf? A mulligan? A mulligan. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do for you golfers. You tried, and you'll get better as the evening goes on, but to be honest with you, that first applause after that first anthem, yeah. So I'm going to give you a mulligan. Let's pretend like we just finished Joy to the World. Da, 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 da. And I know you want to do better this time, and I cut you off, and the audience goes. See, don't you feel better? I say this every time. This next song, we have the program, and we're delighted to have the program. Ron put it together for us. Gail worked even as late as last night late. It's staggering. So we're going to take for a moment and in music, cling to that thought about Mary knowing about the birth of our son, her son, and the word is Emmanuel. Can you say that for me? Emmanuel. Emmanuel right now, Emmanuel when you get into the car, Emmanuel when you go home. God is with us. We're lucky tonight, I'm not wearing a mask intentionally. I'm all shot up. But I wanted the choir to be able to see me as I lead and for you to talk. And it was like Kyle said. He said, Richard, you're probably one of the prettiest men I've ever seen. And he said, it'd be a shame to cover your face up. And who am I to argue? At Christmas time, is a time when you rejoice with family. Often in the years past, we've had our orchestra people and we've had singers from other places and families coming in together. And that's part of Christmas, isn't it? A chance to be together. Though it hasn't been the rule, unless you count Zoom, we're still trying to get our feet. We're still trying to get back to Christmas, but we're on our way. But we're lucky tonight in our music that we've put together for you to be able to have some of our friends here and also to share what we're doing. And one of our friends who is our godsend girl is Karen Harwood. Now, Karen Harwood right there behind the mask. She also has a beautiful face, and she has a photo of it on her phone if you'd like to come up later and look at it. But she directs music at Windsor Hills, and she is a powerhouse in the Valley in music. And she has helped Covenant so many times with her music. And tonight she is with Ron, and they're going to share with you a selection, and we hope you enjoy it. Okay, ignore what I said about Karen. It was a lie. We're going to sing for you. I told Ron to set the program up so I could sit down every 2 songs. So I'm feeling a little wobbly. I'll try to stand up through this one. Okay. I guess you all want to sing too. Go ahead. I don't care. And I guess now it's time for Ron and Karen to play. And Karen, I'm not going to go. I can't remember everything you told me to say about you. So just try to remember what she told me to tell you about her. Ditto. was talking to over there, the one that stood up late, his name is Mark Overacker. I told the choir we're going to dress black. Okay, so he shows up this afternoon. I mean, I'm proud of myself. I gave a Christian witness this afternoon you would not believe. I'm proud of my witness. I wish more of our church people could have been around to see it. But I said, dress in black. So Mark shows up an hour before the performance. He had on the black pants, but he had on like a Foot Locker top that was black with all kinds of white stripes and logos. You know, like really cheesy, gaudy, like, really? Really? And he didn't say anything. He just pranced around. Yeah, I wore my black. Okay, like that. And there were all kinds of thoughts and words that were in my mind that do not go well with a witness. And I didn't say, did I say anything, Mark?
No, you said it, that seems about right.
I did ask him, you know, when his shift at Foot Locker ended, and I'm glad he could make it in time to sing. But now he has all black on. So we're proud of him. And pray for this church because he does work here.
See what I
you. You're looking so much better now. When you first came in, and now look at you, just beaming, so happy. Christmas is a time of a special birth, and guess what? Special birthdays, we just happen to have another special birthday today. This morning we had a jazz service, and we celebrated a special birthday with Tom Floyd, our resident jazz master. He's back there waving, aren't you, Tom? Turns out we have another one. We call her the Princess of Covenant. She is the most royal musician we have, well known in the valley. But today, if you'll celebrate with us, it's Joyce Wood's birthday. this choir, when we started thinking about maybe we have a chance to do a program in person with like real people and real musicians, we didn't know we were going to be able to do it. A month ago, we didn't know for sure we'd be able to do it, and certainly not the last couple of weeks. But here we are, and here you are, and thank you, and we are excited. So we tried to come up with a program of some anthems that we had done over the past year, something that we could put together and make it work and have fun and celebrate and bring our friends in, and we're really lucky to be able to do that. Remember the word Emmanuel. You remember the word Emmanuel. I really want to drill that into your brain tonight, because you know what? Tonight you might go home and something's going to trouble you. Or tomorrow. Or Christmas will come, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and something won't be quite right. I don't think there's anybody in this room right now, whether you're an audience or a brass player or an accompanist or a choir member or myself. Your Christmas is coming, and it's going to be a great thing, and it's going to be joyful, and it's going to be good, but there's going to be something a little off because we're not fully back yet. And you might be tempted to let that be a negative. And it's okay to feel sadness and feel that, but please, at the same time, when that happens, in spite of all the glitter and joy and other stuff, which is we call normal, remember the word Emmanuel. I was at a program recently in Lynchburg, and something was said that just stuck with me like a nail gun between my eyes. It said, in your silent night, when things aren't exactly right, remember Emmanuel. God is with you. We have a song that's jazzy, and it talks about the shepherds, and it didn't have a brass part. It just had the anthem, didn't have brass at all. And Brother Chris here, I asked him if he would arrange and work something out, and I can't wait to hear what he did. Was today? All right, so you guys are going to do the kick.
There's a star in the east on Christmas morn.
Rise up, shepherd, and follow.
It will lead to the place where the Savior's born. Rise
tonight? I mean, are you feeling a little bit more Christmassy? Good. Are you feeling that Emmanuel? You got something to use when in your silent night things aren't quite right? You got something to use there? Do it. Rejoice. We sing joyful. You know, we're so much to rejoice about. When COVID hit and we started building back, Ron, when it first hit, Ron says, well, I heard that they're not going to allow singing for a year. And I couldn't believe what he was telling me. I didn't. I said, that can't be. And it was true. You know this. And so we shut down, and we didn't, church leaders like Kyle and places where you go all across this nation, what's going to happen? Is it all going to go away? Will the church go away? Will the choir go away? Will the music go away? Will all go? Nobody knew at that time. These choir members that you see back here kept everything going. We started with small groups and built up, and they were faithful, and they were tough, and they hung in there, and we know that as things settle down and it gets even safer, we'll have others that will be with us and coming back to church, but you've got to do the right thing for sure. You know, you've got to manage your situation that fits you and your family and for you personally, and we celebrate that. And whatever that is, whatever that translates out, we know that God is there. God is with you. God was with us when we lost an organist and we found a new one that came to us with Ron Lowe. And he has been a joy and a blessing. For a long time, he was a joy and blessing live stream. And like he told me, he says, you know, Richard, tonight I'm really excited because people are going to be able to see what a joy I am in person. Well, he was right. We're going to have a couple more songs for you. We're kind of keeping it, we're just enjoying this evening. God is with us, Emmanuel, all is well. We're going to do a song now, which is Go Tell It on the Mountain, and a kind of a jazzy version. Again, our brass group, which we're happy to announce, we've just signed a deal with Chris. We have a 5-year option on them. But December 24th, Christmas Eve, 8 o'clock, come back and be with us again. We're going to have a wonderful lesson carols format, and the brass will be with us, and it'll be a wonderful time. We invite you back to be with us. We, at this time, we have a policy of taking an offering, and what we do with that money is we put it in a special musicians fund to help fund when we have the full orchestras and that type of stuff. It is our hope and our prayer and our confidence that next Christmas will be a joyous celebration, all new music, all new arrangements, everything with a return of life even more normal. So while we do this, if you feel led to help out, we certainly would appreciate it. Go tell it on the mountain.
Go
operator to see if I can program it. We're going to bring back the Brother and Sister Act. They auditioned for Lawrence Welk show, got into the finals. So you got, and I don't direct this. They said don't start flapping your arms, Richard. It messes us up. So I'll start after they stop. But it's a neat setting. If you know, the Nutcracker Suite has some unique sounds, and they've taken some familiar carols and put them with that. So we hope you like it. We're lucky enough to have Karen Harwood back, and she is a very accomplished organist, as you're going to hear in just a moment. So when they get all the setup ready, we'll let her cut loose. This is fun to watch, actually. All right. You're still smiling. That makes me feel good. We hope, it's our, I can't put it into words, our wish that tonight, that you came here and maybe you're feeling a little better when you leave in a minute than when you came in. That maybe you have a grasp of Christmas and the Spirit and all of it. Let me ask you this. You heard the choir sing and the brass, which are wonderful, play. You heard Ron play. You heard Karen play. Friends, did any of that sound like people who were defeated or beaten or without hope? No. You're the same way. We're not beaten. We're not defeated. We're not without hope. Things have happened. We got some scars. We have some losses. We have some changes. It's still going on. We don't know exactly when the thing quits spinning, exactly where we'll be stepping off. But Emmanuel, God is with you and will always be with you. And the birth of Christ and the celebration of Christmas is the testimony to that. What we try to do tonight with jokes and laughter and being silly, I'm sorry you had to put up with it, it's part of the deal, I guess, is the fact that we have a reason to rejoice. Emmanuel, God is here. You will never be alone in that silent night when things aren't right, and in that silent night when everything is wonderful. Emmanuel, God will be with you. Come and be with us Christmas Eve, and let's continue that feeling together. Thank you for coming and launching out. I can't thank this brass group, which I'm serious. I've been pestering Chris to make sure we get these guys for a long time to come, because you guys are incredible. We're lucky at Covenant in that we find people that have the talent. I mean, talent is one thing. We can find talent. They have it. But what really makes it a good fit for us is they have the spirit and the heart that fits with how we feel. And somebody like Karen Harwood, she was fantastic, wasn't she? And of course, Ron Lowe. We appreciate you being here. All of this, our live stream group, and Kyle, we appreciate you and what you must be going through trying to steer the waters in this COVID times. Thank you. And for the choir, there was a time when we didn't know if there was ever going to be a choir. And you guys have been faithful and strong, and you will have hearts of servants. And it makes all the world to stand up here and hear how well you sound tonight and how we've all come through it. And it's only going to get better, because more and more will start to be and grow. And so I just can't thank you enough, choir, for what you put up with and your faithfulness. And guys, we're going to close out with the greatest assurance of Emmanuel, the Hallelujah Chorus. We always say, we give this invitation every time, and nothing has changed. When we start to play this, if you want to stand, you can. And certainly, absolutely, if you feel like singing along, don't do it.
Before we rise and sing this glorious piece, it shouldn't surprise you that this doesn't happen unless Richard Rudolph brings to the table the gifts that God has given him to pull all of us together and to bring out the best in us. And I know he's jested tonight. I also know he's been very serious. I can tell you that his heart is for the Lord, and that it is our joy to be able to be directed by him and know that his direction comes from God to us, that we might share it with you, and again, give glory to Emmanuel in this season and every season in our lives. And I would invite you to join me in recognizing Richard for all he means to Covenant, to our community, and to our church.
He shall reign forever.
Thank you all so much. Safe drives and have a wonderful holiday. Emmanuel.